All right, it is July 28th, 2026, and we are again and still and always will be Trilogy. So super excited about that. I am in the Habits of Health reading this morning. We are over in 2.8, which is Healthy Eating for Life, Your Transition to Permanent Health. And we started it last week, so we are on page 322 in the first edition of this book. And I'm going to take off reading here. So, actually, this is the little chart that we've got on this page, and we've been working on this. So, increasing body set weight thermostat, weight gain, and leptin resistance. And this is a really important piece, but I keep hearing it. I don't have it locked into my brain. So I'm really glad that we're reading it again. So we start to gain weight, we increase leptin. Increasing leptin resistance signals the brain ineffectively. That increases appetite, and we eat more. And then high glycemic, high calorie, sedentary, poor sleep, and stress, all of those create higher insulin, which creates weight gain. And it's just this cyclical cycle that just keeps going. And recognize when you're increasing that high insulin, you're increasing that high insulin, so your baseline is clear up here. And when we've been leveling out the blood sugar and doing this, our baseline comes down. I like that visual because it gets higher and higher and higher. Why do we have so much type 2 diabetes? Because that regular baseline gets high. And part of what we're doing, the science, literal science, is bringing that baseline down to where it's supposed to be. That's called healing from the inside out. We're bringing that insulin level down because we're not keeping that body in a terrible place. And I love, what is our metabolism? Our metabolism is bringing food in and letting the little mitochondria in the cell turn that food either into energy or fat storage. That's all it is. The science behind what we're doing is helping create, take the corrosion off of that mitochondria, because the opening and closing and putting it where it needs to go is starting to not be able to happen because habits of disease. And what happens when we do this mild fat burning, we're slowly taking all the corrosion off of this, again, so our body can work like it's supposed to. We bring in the energy, calories, and we bring it in with the perfect macronutrients, protein, carb, low glycemic. And then this is starting to work better. This little mitochondria is starting to work better, and it lets it in and it puts it out where it needs to go, over to energy. It's not storing fat, it's putting it over to energy. And that's why sometimes when you get into fat burn, you're a little bit buzzy, and it's okay. We deserve to live like that, not with brain fog, not with a thick middle, not with gotta have coffee in the afternoon. So that was a very, very simple way of looking at how we're healing our body from the inside out. And trust me, there is science and I listened yesterday to an hour of doctors and scientists talking about what we have. I mean, they didn't even know years ago when this program started, 40, 45 years ago, they didn't even know that when you were losing weight, that you could gain muscle. Our program, we can have it both. We can target visceral fat, protect lean muscle, and actually grow lean muscle at the same time. I've been watching it with this Rinfo scale since December 1st. I've been watching it with client after client after client. It's like, really? Yesterday I went through somebody's, wow, I am so off topic. Yesterday I went through somebody's numbers. I was so excited as I was going through and just looking at, do you realize that sometimes you can gain 7 pounds in a week? Healthy muscle, bringing that water up where it needs to be, the protein up where it needs to be, the uh yeah, the good things up where it needs to be, and still lose 4.5 pounds. Well, do you think that's 4.5 pounds loss? We don't look at just 4.5 pounds loss. We look at the big picture. That's why every single week I love to see those numbers and go through and do the math of how much was gained, how much was lost. And I get so excited because, 7 pounds gained and 4.5 pounds lost, that's over 10 pounds impact on the body. That's, yeah, I mean, that's over 11 pounds impact on the body by simply fueling it right and stepping into the habits of health. That's what we have in our hands. That's what we have in our hands. So, wow. Okay. I didn't even get a paragraph written or read. Here we go. The scientifically formulated low calorie and nutrient dense. I keep hearing nutrient dense. Our fuelings are nutrient dense and have, oh, Raquel, what's the name that they use with our protein? It's not a pure protein. It's a complete protein. Our fuelings have complete protein that do what it's supposed to do, but our protein is also easily assimilated by the body. I'm eating higher protein. I was always told to be careful. I have had kidney stones. I don't have kidney stones ever anymore. Get that. I don't know. Anyways, whew, nutrient dense and complete protein are in there. And now the new are going to have 3 new meta advantage technology in them: choline and chromium cholinate and postbiotic. One is for fat metabolism, one of them's for the waist circumference, and one of them is for insulin. And the cool thing is, it's just vitamins, but it's going to help support what we do. But at the same time, they're just as safe. I mean, a nursing mom who's nursing a baby, it's totally safe. Doctors said these products are not gonna, they don't have anything in them to make them like diet food. They're just complete fuel. And balanced. Okay. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna actually read one paragraph now. The scientifically formulated low-calorie meals and my healthy eating for life system deliver a proper balance of macronutrients in a form of healthy, great-tasting, low-glycemic foods that will keep you satisfied for a lifetime and protect your muscle from attack. It will gradually lower your set point to make it easier and easier to maintain your healthy weight. Keep insulin low is the key to long-term health and weight management. Here are the basic factors in keeping insulin low and under control. Eat less sugar, eat less refined grains, eat moderate protein and natural fats, eat more whole food, lower insulin effect, eat food not too much, mostly plants, balance macronutrients. Again, see optimal daily intake of macronutrients below. And number 7 is 30 minutes of active exercise a day. It doesn't have to be killing you. It's just movement, which on the wind Zoom this morning, if any, I saw Debbie on there. Just movement, just moving the body all throughout the day. Get up, move, get up, move, get up, move. And if you break that into many times throughout the day, it's even more impactful. So, optimal daily intake of macronutrients according to 2000.
Shasta! Hi! Oh, sorry.
According to the dietary guidelines for macronutrients optimal range. So carbohydrates, energy per grams is 4 kcals. So percentage, 45 to 65%. Protein, 4 kcals per gram and 10 to 35%. Fat, 9 kcals. So recognize fat is more calorie dense, and that is 20 to 35%. And below 10% of that being saturated fats. So, and this is kind of what I look for in the optimization or the renew. We're calling it the renew phase. So that's kind of the macronutrient balance. A lot of times during the losing phase, like if you're on the 5 and 1, it's closer to 40-40-20. 40 protein, lean protein, 40% low glycemic carbohydrates, 20% healthy fats. So now your body needs a balance of macronutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats in order to run at its best. Some diets manipulate macronutrients, producing an imbalance of energy from each group, but these diets are hard to sustain. Proper motivation is the second one here. The second key to maintaining your healthy weight. Many people go on a diet with the sole purpose of losing pounds. And so when their weight loss goal is reached, they think they're done. And they're glad because this diet has been a period of great deprivation, and they can't wait to get back to their old way of life. But with our plan, reaching a healthy weight is just the first step on your path. Do you realize that? The weight loss phase is just the first step on your path. Your underlying motivation is inspired by your fundamental choice, the choice of optimal health that you adopted during your preparation for this journey. Hopefully by now, you're writing your new story in your companion life book. You're progressing through the elements, adding the principles that will lay a solid foundation for a series of new habits, choices, and ways of thinking that will assist you in your lifelong transformation. Make sure you're doing all the exercises focusing on motivation and choice. This is a good time to take a look, especially those in the first 5 elements. If you haven't done so already, make sure you have a firm grasp on how to support the motivation behind your decision to lose weight and attain optimal health. These new habits are integral to your success as you review your current reality and prepare to move forward from where you are right now to where you want to be. Okay, I'm stopping again. I got another side note. Just saying. Okay, Chillaby. I love to say, what is Chillaby? It's a trilogy of health. Healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finances. Now, from healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finances, if each piece of that pie fits together and creates equilibrium in our life, do you see how the fulfillment continuum is so much better? If that is a full circle, the fulfillment continuum is full. If one of those is off balance, it makes it tough. So Trilogy is a trilogy of health. Healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finances. And I'm really tired of people announcing what it isn't. Because Dr. A teaches us right out of the gate. What is it that you want? What is it? Get out of your head. Don't talk about what you don't want anymore. Talk about what you're overcoming, what you're becoming. That's what Trilogy was meant to be. And then we can break down each of those little triangles of healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. And I love to start with healthy finances. You know, coaching is so much more than making money. It's fulfilling. It's accountability. It's it helps us stick with being the best client, because as we're the best client because we have to be plugged in. We get to be plugged in. We get to fill ourselves up. And all coaching is that filling up, overflowing. That's all coaching is after we have totally filled ourselves up with the 6 macro habits and the community and our own coach, and after we've filled ourselves up by doing and being in the education and using all of the tools, that's where coaching comes from, and inspiring others. And we get paid well for doing good in the world, but you have to have a heart to serve, which brings us right back to what we were talking before I started recording. Have to have a heart to serve. And I'll go one level farther. Coaching, it has no foundation and it has no lid. You can get paid zero by not helping anybody, or you can earn as much money as you want. Literally, this is not something where the top guy gets paid the most. You can start by coaching clients. That's the first bucket of getting paid, coaching clients. And you can probably coach, 20 is easy. Once you get going, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a little bit hard. But then pretty soon, oh, that's just what you do. And you just do it. And pretty soon you can be up to 20 and be earning about $2,000 a month. And it's like, oh, this is just what I do. You figure out your system. And now with the Coach Hub, it's just incredible. And then, oh, somebody wants to coach with me. You bring on a partner, and maybe you want to work a lot and you want to coach 50 people. So you're coaching 50 people. That's your max. You're like, oh, okay, I'm working full time. I'm working an 8-hour day, 5 days a week. That's kind of where you're at with 50 clients. Actually, it doesn't quite take that much time, but we'll pretend like it takes 8 hours a day. And you decide to bring on a coach. And once you start coaching coaches, one coach, guess what? One coach can impact 20 more lives. I couldn't do that. But you know what? One coach could bring on 20. Two coaches could bring on 20 and 20, or 50 and 20. My impact just really increased because I'm coaching a coach or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. The impact that you're creating, guess what? You get compensated for coaching coaches. Now, the coaches make more than you do. We never make more than the coach that does the work. That's the deal. And then, so that's your second bucket that you can get paid in. Sorry, my baby thinks he needs some attention. And then there's a third bucket. That third bucket is coaching teams of coaches. You bring on a coach that's ready to impact the world, and that's limitless. When you start impacting others, helping them become leaders who will lead their own team. And that doesn't take, once somebody becomes a leader that can lead their own team, that's very little work. We just get to help. We get to help them with an apprenticeship type training. And pretty soon they take over and lead their own clients, pretty soon their own coaches, pretty soon their own teams. Once you get there, there's no ceiling on your income. You just have to decide what you want, where you're going, and how much impact you want to create. So I'm not saying it's easy or simple, but it does get easier. Bringing on clients is just what I do, and I love it. And when somebody says yes, I'm just as excited as I was years ago, but I have a system, and it's just like, okay, we go through the process of a health assessment, we get them ordered, we do, I've got my check off list because I can't remember what exactly I have to do. So I always check off the list for each and every person so I don't miss one thing. But that's really simple. So anyways, that's that one triangle, healthy finances. But again, it bleeds over into all the other things, accountability, fulfillment, all of these other things. And then there's mindset. The personal development that comes with this program, that doesn't cost us anything. That's the crazy thing. Nothing costs us except for some groceries from the health food store. The personal development, whether it's conscious leadership, whether it's this education that we're reading, whether it's being in a community, whether it's being on the Monday night or the Tuesday night webinar, whether it's going to convention, whether it's working one-on-one with your coach or coaches, the personal development, the mindset work, out of this world. We get to truly have a better relationship with our mindset, better relationship with exercise, better relationship with food. Incredible. That's a healthy mind. And we do the work and we become a different person. Our identity change. We become a healthy person. That food is one thing. I want to be a healthy person for life, and going deeper and deeper in your why. And 11 years later, about every 6 months, I sit down and work on going deep with my why, because it changes. It changes often. That's part of the healthy mindset. That's part of becoming. That's loving yourself to health. That's, instead of hating yourself till you get there and then throwing up your hands and going, whoa, I love myself. Ah! And then you go back to what you were. No, loving yourself is truly becoming the identity of a healthy person. And then we have a healthy body. And oh my gosh, I could go into the science of that, reset, refine, and then renew. That reset of 5 months where I lost 50 pounds 11 years ago is nothing. The 6 weeks that it took me to go through a refine is nothing compared to the 11 years that I've been growing and living and loving and living life around what matters most. That renew phase is incredible. Has it been perfect? No. Not at all. But that's the cool thing. I still love myself and I still keep tightening up the screws. I keep building my tower. I keep building myself as a healthy person. And that's Trilogy. Trilogy of health. Healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finances. Yes, the science of what we get to do is incredible. But the big picture is the whole picture, not, oh, well, there, see, I was going to the not. We don't go to what we're not. We go to what are we? Healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finances. So, ooh, okay. I actually made it through almost 2 pages and we're out of time. So let me go ahead and stop the recording and or any comments there.